Jackson. I'm here in the DA40 in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's a DA40 NG, but it's still got the G1000. It will still serve the same purpose. So I've got in real world conditions. You can see just a little bit of ice right here on the windscreen. I'm kind of just north of Nashville right now, pretty low. There's some ice forming there too. I was flying earlier at a higher altitude and started stalling because of the ice on the wings. So probably a good idea to not be flying today. But regardless, it's a simulator, so it works. So I am en route between Murfreesboro and Springfield, somewhere up this way, kind of just on a 330 heading here. And I'm about to enter in a flight plan to show you how to program that hold, right? So normally if we were going there, we'd probably just, if we're flying direct, just press the direct button and type it in here, right? But because we're going to be entering in a waypoint here to hold at, I'm going to enter it in a different way. This is kind of how you would enter it if you had like a big long flight plan that you were going to be entering in when you're on the ground before you take off, right? So we're going to go here to, I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to press flight plan button. Now I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here to destination and get to the blank, and I'm going to type in Mike 91 so that way you can start flying that way. Mike 91, enter. Don't care about the runway. Some of the new G1000s will let you choose the runway. I don't care right now. That's fine. Alright, now I'm going to go to en route, and I'm going to pick a waypoint kind of on the way that way. So maybe Baikal right here. That's one of the, I think that's the initial approach fix for the ILS and John Tomb. So we'll pick that one. That's fine. So type here, pull up my keyboard, Baikal, and press enter. So now we can see, because I entered it in backwards, I did the destination first and then Baikal. It's kind of routed it kind of weird. It shows destination then to Baikal. So to fix it, I'm just going to go to Baikal, press direct right there, activate, and you can see it sequences it now. So magenta is active to Baikal, and then the next one is going to be that way to Mike 91. So let's go ahead and do direct to Baikal, and I'll put it in nav, and we'll start flying that direction. Okay, so flight plan's entered, makes sense. Now let's say ATC gives us some instructions. They want us to hold here at Baikal, right? So I'm going to walk through the holding instructions kind of as I'm entering it in, so don't worry about copying anything down. But if we were told to hold here, what we can do is we can pull up this direct menu. We're not flying direct anywhere, but there's a few other things there, right? Baikal is the point there, and notice it says hold question mark right there. Let's scroll down to that and press enter, and now we're in the holding menu. This probably looks familiar, right? So let's say that ATC told us to just hold south of Baikal. If north is that way and they want us to hold south, that means our inbound course is going to be kind of flying towards Baikal, kind of from the south right here, right? So hold south means that the inbound course is going to be 360. So let's spin it that way to get 360. That's what heading I want to be flying inbound. And notice it says hold south. That makes sense. So we'll skip that. Now we'll go down to the legs. This isn't a published GPS hold, so it's not actually going to be on a chart that says forward nautical mile legs. So we're just going to do time for 1 minute. And you can kind of think of this as a 4-minute hold almost, because you're going to fly inbound for 1 minute, 1 minute standard rate turn, outbound for 1 minute, 1 minute standard rate turn. You know what I mean? So that's kind of 4 minutes right there. Easy way to remember it. Alright. That's how you can adjust the time if you want. We are not going to do that. I'll keep it at 1. And then right turns, if they don't say anything, if they say left turns, we can easily just enter left turns in there too. Perfect. Alright, so we can just press enter right here, load that in, and the G1000 will draw it for us. Pretty nifty, very helpful. It even shows us the entry that we're going to be doing too. So this one, because we're approaching it from the south of Baikal, if we look at the north right here, and it's in track up. I'll switch to north up because I know that's the way you like it. Let's see if we can switch that here. There we go. Maybe. makes a little more sense. We're approaching it from the south, so it's going to be a direct entry, and it'll do all that for us. Okay, so now we just have to wait until we get a little bit closer to Baikal, and then it'll start flying this for us because we have everything plugged in here. Let's take a look outside. Ooh, yeah, it's still pretty icy. Still pretty gross, even at 1,600 feet. Alright, so if we look at the flight plan now too, we can see Baikal, and then there's the hold right there. So when we get to Baikal, it will sequence here into the next one and start holding there. While we're waiting, I'll just show you one other way you can do it. You can do it from the MFD as well, right? So if we click flight plan over here, and I were to go to, I don't think it'll let me scroll up to it, maybe. Yeah, there we go. If I'm on the flight plan page here, and I were, before entering the hold, if I would have just scrolled up here to Baikal, I could have pressed menu, and on this menu page, it would have allowed me to enter in a hold right there as well. Just like we did right here with the little hold question mark. Alright, let's clear this stuff out of the way. Only about 4 miles from Baikal, 4.5 miles, so that's fine. If it was a parallel or teardrop entry, it would have automatically kind of drawn that as well, and you would have seen like a dashed white line for a teardrop or dashed white for a parallel right there, but this one's easy because it's that direct, so that's why there's nothing, it just shows that hold pattern. Getting close now, getting a little slow too. I'm going to just add the power in just a little bit, make sure we don't stall this thing. Yeah, getting some good ice. Alright, we'll pull this back to flight plan page. That works. After this, I can go ahead and show you just the entries to the arc as well. I know we were talking about that. The arc's not too bad. Really just have to remember which way to spin that CDI, spin that course knob to get it set up right, but we'll go fly this hold here. And it's almost about to stall here, maybe not, let's try to speed it up a little bit. So you can see we're approaching Yawl, almost to Baikal. There we go, that's much better. Alright, that'll work. Now, like I said, since we entered all of it into the G1000, that's the hard part. The easy part now, since it's entered in, is just the airplane flying the hold. There's just one thing I want to show you here, which is a little bit different for how we can get out of the hold once it starts. So 1.7 from Baikal, that's when the GPS will start this turn. And then what we'll see is, just like we see on approaches, there'll be a little option down here that shows up that says SUSP, or SUSP. Suspend the flight plan is what that means, right? So if we want to hold at Baikal and we don't want to continue on any further, we will suspend our flight plan. We will suspend it from going any further, right? So that's why we will press that button. If we were to be holding and holding and holding, and then ATC finally released us, right, at that expected further clearance time maybe, well then we can press SUSP again to turn it off, meaning we're telling the airplane, okay, now we're actually going to leave the hold, right? So crossing Baikal, this should sequence in here to hold just in a minute once it crosses that fix. Point 2, it's making that turn in because we have it on nav. That's magenta, there's the SUSP, now you can see it's going to the hold. Remember, this is a direct entry, so we're not just in the hold automatically, we still have to do a rotation here, and then we are established in the hold. So that's why this isn't just solid yet, it still has the arrow to it. notice susp is already enabled, right? Because we've suspended the flight plan, just like I said, by holding at this point. So let's say we've already done 3 laps, right? We've been holding. ATC finally released us at this point, for example. ATC released us. What we can do then is just press susp, and all that tells the airplane is that when you get back to bycall, when you finish this pattern, it will proceed on with your flight plan. So it'll continue on to Mike 91 in this case. Hopefully that helps a little bit. If you have any other questions, just let me know. And I will send you another video as well with just another example of how you can program holds into the G1000. So, alright.